Today is going to be a great day. I am Nikki G, your host. Welcome to the Lone Doctrine, the food for thought exploration station and your place in making today better than yesterday. Welcome again to the exploration station, a place to kickstart towards betterment, towards change, towards creating a better life for not only yourself, but for everyone around you. We put so much importance on our health, but sometimes we forget that part of our well-being, part of our health, isn't only our body, but is also our mind. The mind is a very powerful thing. I'm sure you've heard of that before, but it really is. Last month, we were talking about sticking with it, how to create life goals, even daily goals, and all the practical and actionable steps you can take here and now. If that sounds like something you're interested in, or you know someone who might find value in that subject, we'd love for you to go back in the archives and share the Lone Doctrine with a friend, a family member, a coworker, even a stranger. Together, we are better. I want to keep that same energy flowing, or in other words, not just sticking with it, but staying connected. This can be a huge topic in many different directions, but the main direction I'd like to explore with you this month is finding the connection not only with your goals, but with life. We could have all the goals in the world, but if we become disconnected, if we become complacent, apathetic, life follows suit. Have you ever heard of the term like attracts like? Whether you believe in those esoteric terms or just energy or a domino effect, think of this. In most cases, for example, have you ever been to a concert, a play, or some sort of performance and one or two people start clapping and it causes this domino effect and all of a sudden there's a full round of applause, hopefully for the performer's sake and the enjoyment of the arts? Or have you ever been somewhere and you're having a great time and someone comes in all heated up, grumpy, and it just stops people in their place, and not only can you not help but watch, but the whole mood of the room just drops. Some people refer to these as party poopers. Whatever it may be, big or small, there's a way that energy works, emotions work, or thoughts work in attracting a similar, let's call them frequency. So this month, we're not only going to explore the concept of staying connected to your goals, but the idea of the connection and how we can keep ourselves on the right track in life. One of the biggest connections we have is to ourselves. Sound weird? It's not. Think about it. You are with yourself 24/7. Every place, every situation. Your brain is always on the go. Sometimes even when you sleep, it brings you thoughts and dreams. You are always there. So it's so important. In fact, it's a must to see what types of thoughts we're connecting to the most. Spoiler alert, we as humans are way more connected and pulled towards the negative rather than the positive. It's a super bummer, but it's a fact. That doesn't mean that we can't connect to the positive. And again, practice and gather our own set of tools to keep connected to the good food for thought. So in my explorations this month, I'd like to share with you finding your middleman and dissolving your limiting beliefs by prevolving.com. When it comes to receiving the signal of abundance, there is one thing between you and the abundance you're seeking, and that's limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs act as the middleman between you and your rightful abundant life. And there's a block, a limiting belief, which is stopping you from receiving your rightful abundance. Then the best action you can take is firing your middleman for the gross misconduct. Most of us have heard of limiting beliefs. The catalyst which blocks our orders from the cosmos, how deep do you want to get into this, and our psyches, and eradicates the spoil sport. What exactly are limiting beliefs? In simple terms, we request something from the universe. And how fast that something appears in our lives is dependent of our overall feelings and our belief about what that something is. However, that belief may be hidden in your subconscious. For example, if you ask for more money to come into your life, but you hold a belief that rich people are dishonest, greedy, or in some way non-spiritual, then that limiting belief will obstruct more money coming to your life. Because even though you are asking for money, your limiting belief is sending out signals to the contrary. If you ask for success to come into your life, but somewhere deep inside you believe you're not worthy of success, this limiting belief goes about its business and acts as your middleman, turning away any hope of success. Limiting beliefs might not be something you've heard of or even buy into. So if you're not ready to accept that you have limiting beliefs or that they play such a vital role in your happiness, you're at least aware of the existence of your own belief system, right? Everyone knows their own belief system. It's what guides you and what helps you make decisions. You have honed and finely tuned this belief system over the years since birth, and for the most part, you believe in your own beliefs, or why would you have them in the first place? You're fully committed to your own belief system and willingly argue your point if need be. So we've established and agreed that you have a belief system in some sort of way, one which you stand by wholeheartedly. Now ask yourself if there's any part of your life which isn't going well or as well as you'd like it to. It could be your finances, your relationships, a career, health, or any other aspect of your life. It doesn't matter which. If you find an aspect of your life which isn't going well, can you now ask yourself why it isn't going well? Allow me to offer a few examples. It could be your health which isn't going that well, for example. Your answer might be, well, I've always been more prone to illness. I was a sickly child and it's something I've become accustomed to. That is a limiting belief. It could be your career. You might answer, I just never get the breaks I need to get ahead. Another limiting belief. In relationships, you might say, I always meet people who are either married or exceptionally boring. Another limiting belief. Although your belief system can serve you well in certain situations, it can also do you an injustice at other times. Sometimes we need to do our own work and let our middleman step aside for a while. People don't generally admit to the belief system they've used for so long is faulty. And I can relate to that. It's a big step admitting to it. But the positive thing is that you only have to admit to it yourself for the changes to take effect, no one else. It's a fair assumption to make that if you have been asking for certain aspects of your life to change and haven't taken the necessary action when needed and still have no results, that it's your middleman that's causing the lack in the aspect of your life. Fire that middleman. So now you may be wondering how it's best to fire the middleman. That's a good and relevant question. It's never easy firing someone, and it may take a few steps to entirely rid yourself of this unwanted employee. So let's try this. Here's some practical and actionable steps you can do today, here and now, to fire your middleman. Step 1. Identify where your middleman is doing most of his work, or her. This means finding out which aspects of your life aren't going the way you wish them to go. And once you've discovered which parts of your life you're unhappy with, you're ready to move on to step 2. Step 2. Write down all the reasons you're unhappy with the aspect of your life, and more importantly, look within to reveal the most honest answers. To help you along with these questions, try, why has this been a reoccurring problem in my life? What do I really believe is the cause of the roadblock? How can I change things for the better? Have I noticed this problem in any other aspects of my life? What's stopping me to get past this? How can I resolve this problem? I'll state this again for clarity. Be honest with yourself. It's only you reading it, and it's best to write without evaluating what you're writing. And as you listen to this, feel free to pause. Pause and do these steps, and then join us again and move on. Here's step 3. Go over what you've written and make a list of limiting beliefs. You may come up with revelations like, I don't feel I'm good enough, or I'm not deserving, or I don't feel important enough, or it's difficult to earn money, or success is out of my reach. Whatever you come up with is fine, and it may be difficult doing this step, but soldier on, because now you have the fresh insight into your limiting belief system. And remember, none of the limiting beliefs you come up with are true. That's right, none. Step 4. You've done a lot of hard work up to this point already, and now it's time for the fun part. Replace your limiting beliefs with true beliefs. Sounds easy, right? Well, actually it is. For every negative limiting belief, simply turn it on its head and reverse it. If you have a limiting belief of success is out of my reach, replace it with success is my birthright, or success is already mine, or success is making its way to me right now. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. Now, sometimes I will say these things may feel uncomfortable, but still do it. Put it out there. Once you have come up with a new belief for each of your limiting beliefs, write them down and you're ready for the next step. Step 5. This is the best step of all in firing your middleman, and it comes in the form of re-imprinting your subconscious. Sounds complicated and scientific, right? Well, it's not. Although it's the most important and rewarding of the 5 steps. Now, you need to find evidence of your new beliefs, and believe me, you'll find lots of it. Every time you find evidence that supports your new belief, write it down under the new belief. You can come up with your own affirmations that include your new beliefs and say them to yourself every day, especially if you notice your middleman popping up and trying to give his 2 cents. If you meditate, you can incorporate your new affirmations into your meditation and use them as mantras when starting and ending your meditation. However, you want to include your new beliefs into your daily life. It's great. Whatever suits you best and what feels the most comfortable throughout your day. The important thing is to make sure your new beliefs become part of the new you, an overall part of your improved belief system. And the last step is, you've been putting it off, but now it's time to say those words to your middleman. You are fired. Now, didn't that feel good? One of the biggest reasons I started the Lone Doctrine was because I believe there's no one way. Each of us is unique, hence the lone, and I hope that with everything that crosses your path, you'll not only stay open to it, but you'll step back to think critically enough to determine whether or not it will work for you and better everything and everyone around you. Trust me, I am not perfect, but I do my best to learn as much as possible and remain open to change. Change in life is inevitable. So as you listen to this month and everything we discussed today, I encourage you to try it, to practice it, to give it a fair shot. And then you're one, if not many steps closer to finding what works for you. So many people tell me, well, that didn't work, and they seem so defeated, but I do my best to gently remind them that even though something doesn't work, it doesn't mean that it isn't worth it. Because inevitably, it means you're one step closer to what does work. So keep stepping. And as the quote says, failure is simply an opportunity to begin again. This time, more intelligently. If you found value in the Lone Doctrine, we would be so grateful for your support. We've partnered up with Patreon, which is a place where you can help us stay on air and keep our doors open in supporting our listeners in making today better than yesterday. Thank you so much for your consideration, your support, and a special thank you to our current Patreons who make the Lone Doctrine possible. We hope to see you at patreon.com/Lone Doctrine. patreon.com/Lone Doctrine. Thank you so much for your consideration and support, along with an extra special thank you to our current Patreons. It's because of our supporters we're able to stay on air, and we are grateful beyond grateful. Together, we are better, and until next time, keep fighting the good fight.
It's a great